Remember when Cristiano Ronaldo pushed those 2 bottles of Coke out of frame? The media went wild. They said the company lost $4 billion in market value, and it sounded like a knockout punch. But if you look at Coca-Cola's 100-plus-year history, that $4 billion hit, it was barely a ripple. Coca-Cola has survived crises far bigger than a viral clip controversies over addictive ingredients, world wars, and decades of ethical criticism. So the real question isn't whether Ronaldo hurt Coca-Cola, it's why is this company so indestructible? To understand that, we need to go back to the beginning. Let's travel to early 20th century America. The country was booming. The population was exploding, capitalism was on the rise, and the advertising industry was becoming a powerhouse. But medicine? It was a mess. Many doctors still practiced what was called heroic medicine, using extreme treatments like bloodletting that often did more harm than good. Unsurprisingly, public trust in modern medicine completely collapsed. This created a vacuum, and it was filled by something called patent medicines. These were unregulated products, often loaded with stimulants, that promised fast, temporary relief from all sorts of ailments. And one of the most famous patent medicines was a product called Veng Mariani, a wine infused with coca leaf extract. Enter John Pemberton, a pharmacist who was injured during the American Civil War and became addicted to morphine. While searching for an alternative to ease his pain, he discovered Veng Mariani. Inspired, he decided to create his own version, which he called French wine coca. But then, alcohol prohibition laws came into effect, so the wine had to go. Pemberton replaced it with fruit syrup and sugar. He named his new creation Coca-Cola after its 2 key ingredients: cola nuts, which provided caffeine, and coca leaves. Let's be crystal clear about this. Coca-Cola was not born as a refreshing soft drink. It was marketed as a medicinal tonic, a cure-all for the anxieties and ailments of a rapidly changing world. If John Pemberton created the formula, it was Asa Candler who turned it into an empire. Candler bought the Coca-Cola formula and founded the Coca-Cola Company in 1892, and he made a brilliant, crucial decision. He would sell the brand before he sold the drink. Candler flooded America with the red and white logo. He distributed free coupons nationwide, letting millions of people try Coca-Cola at absolutely no cost. It's estimated that during this period, 1 in every 9 Americans had sampled a Coke for free. While doing this, Candler also ditched the medicinal image. He repositioned Coke as a simple, refreshing drink for everyone. By 1895, Coca-Cola had achieved nationwide distribution. But here's what most consumers didn't know. The original formula still contained active components from coca leaves. The eventual removal of cocaine in 1903 wasn't just a health-conscious decision. It was driven by intense social and political pressure. Yet, even today, Coca-Cola legally uses a decacanized coca leaf extract in its formula. The word coca in its name isn't just for flavor. It's a direct link to its history and a core part of its brand legacy. Then came World War II, and Coca-Cola saw an opportunity. The company masterfully rebranded itself as a symbol of American morale. Company leadership declared that every single U.S. soldier, no matter where they were stationed in the world, should be able to buy a bottle of Coke for a familiar low price. To make this happen, Coca-Cola worked hand in hand with the U.S. government, building bottling plants near military bases all over the globe. Publicly, this was framed as supporting the troops, a patriotic duty. But strategically, It was the perfect Trojan horse for global expansion. While many other companies crumbled under the pressure of the war, Coca-Cola emerged stronger than ever before. At the same time, the company also kept its operations running in countries it had entered before the war, including Germany. Because of the political realities on the ground, local management was given the autonomy to continue operating despite strict regulations and severe supply shortages. And it was out of this environment that another famous drink was born, Fanta. It wasn't some grand corporate plan. It was a clever, local solution created by the German branch to survive when they couldn't get the syrup for Coke. The key takeaway here isn't about judging whether these actions were right or wrong. It's about understanding that multinational corporations operate on systems of profit and survival, not necessarily national loyalty or emotional values. Fast forward to the 1990s. The war was long over, and Coca-Cola faced a new challenge. The soft drink market was completely saturated. So, what did they do? They started investing in long-term brand conditioning. The company signed exclusive contracts with schools across the country, providing them with funding and equipment in exchange for exclusive selling rights. Researchers later described this as a cradle-to-grave strategy, building brand familiarity from early childhood and carrying it through a person's entire life. At the same time, Coca-Cola became culturally unavoidable. You saw it everywhere: toys, movies, holiday campaigns, and of course, the now iconic image of Santa Claus holding a bottle of Coke. Coca-Cola wasn't just selling a soda anymore. It was selling memories, nostalgia, and a feeling of emotional comfort. Even as medical research from the 80s onwards began linking sugary drinks to major health issues like obesity, diabetes, and dental disease, the company doubled down on emotional branding instead of major product reform. So, let me share my personal perspective. Coca-Cola's story isn't really about a single bad company. It's about something much, much bigger. Coca-Cola is the perfect case study of modern capitalism. It doesn't sell truth, it sells feelings. It doesn't need you to drink a Coke every single day. It just needs you to feel familiar with it, to see it as an old friend for your entire lifetime. And once a brand achieves that status, scandals, criticism, and even public rejection from a global superstar can turn into free advertising. Ronaldo pushing that bottle away didn't weaken Coca-Cola. It just reminded the entire world of something far more powerful. Coca-Cola has been here for generations, and it plans to stay for many more. The final question we should ask isn't whether Coca-Cola is good or bad. It's whether we've become too comfortable letting brands shape our emotions, our memories, and our choices, all without us even noticing. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives. See you next time.